Hey, Joe the Burglar here again. And today I want to talk to the young criminals out there. Because many times they come up to me and they go, Joe, you've been in the game a long time. Tell us how you got into it. Give us some tips. Well, okay. But the game has changed tremendously since I got started. In my day, if you want to learn a craft like burglary, you went to the state pen and you got educated there by people who had been in the game for a long time. Today it's completely different. Today, the really top criminals, they go to college. And I'm not talking about just any college. I'm talking about places like Harvard, Yale, MIT, maybe Stanford. I mean, think about it. Many of these guys are running banks now. They don't have to rob the banks. They run the banks. And they're charging their credit card customers interest rates like 33% and up. Now, in my day, that was called usury. The only people who got to do that was loan sharks, and, they were getting busted by the cops. But today, it's being done by corporate executives at the bank level. And they have no problem with that because they're pleasing their shareholders. And I don't have to tell you what happened last summer with some of the big financial houses, and that's where the really successful top corporate criminals are working these days. Let's face it. What happened last summer? They issued all these mortgages that were crap, and they packaged them together into more crap, okay? And then they sold insurance on those mortgages, and they were making a bet that those mortgages are going to get paid back. Now, if I go to a bookie and I make a bet, and I can't cover it when I lose, what happens to me? I'm in big trouble. But not these guys. These guys get the government to bail them out. Not only that, what they call their insurance or their bets, they give it a fancy name. They call it a credit default swap. And it's all perfectly okay. Not only that, it's run by computer wizards, so nobody even knows where all the money is and where all the risk is. So everyone's kind of covered. A couple of countries might go bankrupt, like Iceland, or maybe even us, but the criminals, the really top corporate guys, they're cool. If their company goes bankrupt, they've got money in the bank. Trust me. And even if they get fired, they get severance packages, they get golden parachutes, and let's face it, many of them are still collecting bonuses. So, when a young criminal comes up to me and he says, Joe, what do you think I ought to do? I say, study hard, stay in school, and get into these top universities. And that way, a really successful life of crime can be yours in the future. You'll be a success in your chosen field.